Good morning, Parker Posse. It is Thursday, um, January 2nd, and it is bright. Can y'all see that sun? It is bright out here. I think it's only supposed to get up to 50 something today, 52, 53. As y'all can see, scraggly fella just running amok. It's funny because now he had all that yard in the country, but he couldn't really run loose because of the German Shepherd next door and all the other foolishness. So he kind of had to be on a long leash. But now he has a yard he can run around in. He ain't happy. He wants to run around out there. So, you know, Parker. He is being Parkering. Well, how has everybody's 2025 been so far? I know, it's only the second day. I feel so much better, guys. I really do. Man, my legs yesterday were like, we hate you. The ankles, the knees, all of it was like, we hate you. But you know, I was thinking, out of adversity can come a lot of wonderful things. I'm looking at January as being jump off January, but it's jumping off 2025 for us to be a better version of ourselves. That's what I always say. Each day, each year, each month, I just want to become a better version of who I'm supposed to be. Look at him. And so why not take a internal look at yourself this month and see where you can make some improvements, you know, because really it all ultimately starts with us. The better we are, then the better everything else in our life will be, right? So, such a peaceful, quiet neighborhood over here. That sun is so bright. I really need to break those boxes down, but they're blocking my neighbor's area over there. And that part of the fence, Parker can stick his head up underneath there. I don't know if he knows he can really dig, but I'm going to go to Lowe's and see if they have those little fences that you can put up. And I'm going to put it, like how that gap is under the door. Well, he loves sticking his head under there. I was like, you're going to get stuck. Anyway, I got off of what I was talking about. So, because I was just so sore yesterday. I just laid around. Well, I didn't really lay around. I washed clothes, but I was washing up a lot of stuff. You know, you have stuff in boxes. Like, I must be. I have a tendency to like stuff, or like something, and then I buy a lot of it. So, like, I have more sheets and towels and comforters and. Sorry, guys. Hair in my face. Yeah. Oh. And so I was washing those up. Then I realized I don't have space for all this. So I was washing all that up, straightening up my room, changing the linen, you know, cleaning the carpet up there because somebody decided that they should mark it. And then I realized they really didn't clean it that well. So I was cleaning the hallway. I'm going to do my bedroom in the office since I seen that the hallway was not all that hot. So just stuff like that. And I started watching a new series on Apple TV called Silo. Oh my gosh. It is so good. I'm just doing their 7-day. You got to give you the 7-day freebie. So I got to cram these 2 seasons into 7 days. I actually fell asleep on it last night. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say, when I got up this morning, I was feeling much better. My knees and my ankles are like, okay, we got some rest. But you know what it made me realize? I'm in better shape than I anticipated or thought. And it jump-started me into exercising. It really did. Because I sit down a lot, because I work, you know, from home. And my job is a sit-down job. So, I don't do a whole lot of, well, I wasn't doing a whole lot of walking around. Get on here, Parker. Y'all see, I got the tree lit today. It's gonna be the last day. It's so junky in here. Come on. All right, I'm leaving you out there. I have got to unpack some of this stuff, and then I'm taking some of it to the storage. Hey, I'm in my Temu house coat. Temu, when I did order stuff from them. I just love this little setup here. I'm not sure about that. I think I'm going to paint it black, but I think I'm going to put a more streamlined TV stand there so it doesn't take up so much room. It doesn't look so, I don't know. And I can get more plants over there, seeing the whole light situation. Gotta repot her. I actually got one in the car. I hope it's okay because it was 30-some degrees last night. That pot was just so heavy. I just didn't feel like picking it up yesterday after I moved it yesterday morning. So I got stuff in the car I need to take out. But anyway, I love this rug. These throw rugs here that I got from, if you want to know, I got from Wayfair. They were not that expensive. I want to say 40, maybe I got them for 40 or something. I got one in here and one in the dining room. I don't want to cover up the wood floors. I love wood floors. Now look at him. His nose done dirtied up the glass. I need to clean it, but I don't know if you can see him. He's waiting for me to come open the door, which I'm not. I left it cracked for him to do it. We'll see how long he stay out there. This setup here, I'm not liking those up there. I'm going to move those. I actually have found some candles holders when I was going through stuff that are red that I'm going to spray paint gold, I think. And I brought those chairs to put over where the tree is. You want to go shut my door back? Ooh, get down. And yeah, so there are little things that I'm doing. Anyway, my whole conversation was going to be about, jump starting your January. And what it made me realize is that when I was doing all that work, that's how I've always worked. My neighbor came over and he was like, I didn't know you can work that hard or something like that. And I was like, that's because you don't know me. I was impressed with the amount of work that I was able to get accomplished by myself, because I was looking at the fact that I'm 62, I got the arthritis in the knees and the back and all that, and you can't do this. And everybody was like, don't be doing this, don't be doing that. But I prayed and asked God to give me the strength of two men, and I was able to do so much work. And I'm not used to standing on my feet anymore like I used to. And man, especially on, Tuesday? I was on my feet from like 8 to almost 6 o'clock with minimal breaks. I probably sat down the whole time, if you include being in the car, probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, if that. And so it just showed that there's a lot more than I could do as far as getting in shape than I was letting myself believe. And so I say all that to say is that sometimes we underestimate ourselves and what we can accomplish and what we can do. I try to be a pretty positive person the majority of the time. And of course, there are times that you get down or disappointed or whatever, but I don't let myself stay that way. I'm like, okay, you can have an hour, a day, a half a day, whatever the case may be for the situation, and then you need to dust yourself off and get back up on the horse. The biggest thing is we have to learn how to take responsibilities for what we do, how we do it, and the choices that we make, and the consequences that may come with the choices. I was listening to our buddy over there, and I don't understand. I literally almost listened to the whole live, which I don't do. I did years ago, but when I first started watching her a year or so ago, but I don't anymore. But I listened because I was working, and I don't know how anybody could do almost a 2-hour live, I think it was, and just be so downtrodden, and there wasn't joy or happiness or accountability for one thing. Everything is somebody else's fault. Majority of the time, the devil and the trolls. And I don't understand how, if you have real life friends and family, why people who you don't know who are in this virtual world opinion means that much. I love the subscribers that come over to Defining Deborah, and I love the people who signed up to be members, and I love doing lives and stuff with you. But the people that have negative things to say, I'm not going to let them dictate my life and how I feel about things and how I live my life and all that. Why? They're not letting me do that in their life. That's crazy to me. It is. But when you can't take responsibility for the choices and the decisions you make, then you're always looking for somebody else to blame. You know, I'm sitting there listening to this woman beg people for a stove. One that was $400 and some, but then she put another one there for $100 and something. And you've decided that you only want a certain type, but you want somebody else to foot the bill for solar panels, for somebody paid $45 for one of those Stanley water containers, which they are nice, but I'm not going to pay for $50 almost for somebody else to have a drinking container. Girl, you better get one of them plastic ones from Walmart or something and be happy with it, especially when somebody else is footing the bill. My thing is this: you're sitting there crying about wood to do your ceiling and finish up your walls when you got a yard full of wood that you let get rained on, get warped out there, and that you messed up because you didn't know what you were doing. So now you want somebody else to turn around and buy you a $40 or $80 sheet of wood when you were not responsible with the resources you had prior to. See, that's the biggest issue. And if I ever hear her say that, hey, it's my fault that I'm in this situation, she had the nerve to ask the subscribers, did they think that something like, I guess really sort of, was it her fault? Yes, ma'am. I'm going to tell you, it was. You wasted resources on frivolous things, such as you could have afforded the ceiling and all that if you went and took back all the money you spent at Goodwill in the last couple of months. That would cover your wood. So you can't blame the devil for that. That was bad decisions on your part. And that's why you're in the situation that you are. You know, you're sitting here wanting people to let you stay on their land when you go to Texas. Oh, but the biggest thing that had me just rolling, I was just like, this woman is crazy as hell. And I used to say, no, she's not really a narcissist and all that. But I might be wrong on that, because this woman is sitting here talking about something. She wants people to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, if she goes and stays on their land, or if she has a conversation with them, if they have a meet and greet, if they want to do anything with her. Not only is she going to charge you, because a meet and greet is $200, but then you're going to sign an NDA, because you can't talk about anything that she may talk about with you and all this. Who is she? Who the hell is she? They are big time YouTubers who are not requiring people to do that. And I'm just like, what the hell you got going on in your life that's so important that other people can't talk about it? Nothing. And then from what I hear, she had the nerve talking about people, you know, losing their homes and all that. Let me say this and help people out. I didn't lose mine, and neither is Arabs losing hers. Arabs is downsizing because the house has just gotten to be too much, and you realize that as you get older. You don't want to clean it all up. It gets to be a bit much. You downsize. And it saves you money, especially when you're trying to live on a fixed income and you're retired. It makes sense. You make wise decisions. So she's downsizing, and she's gonna do quite well with her home. I had to move because y'all know there was a water leak underneath the floor. I would be the first to say that I will take full responsibility for me not being on my land because I procrastinated in not making the right choices at the time until things got more expensive. And then I had to regroup in how I want to do stuff. But that's on me. But even with this move, not once did I come on here and say, could y'all please pay for a U-Haul to help me move? Could y'all pay for the dumpster for me to put stuff in? And we're not even going to talk about how much money I put in that dumpster. Somebody was like, that was a yard sale. Baby, that was probably about 3 or 4 yard sales. There wasn't much that went in that dumpster that was not where somebody else could use it or do something with. It just got to the point that it was going to cost me more money for people to come pick the stuff up and me to keep making trips to Goodwill because nobody would pick up stuff for free. Everybody want to charge you. So I'm like, if they're going to charge me almost as much as it would take for me to get a dumpster that I could have for 3 or 4 days, I just didn't keep it that long. For one trip, I might as well get the dumpster because I needed to do what I needed to do. But that was the bullet I had to bite. I didn't once come on here and ask anybody for money to help me move, to help me for a deposit or anything like that. I did what I need to do because I'm a responsible adult. And guess what? If you don't have the resources and you can't do it within the means of what you got, then what do? You go find a way to get more resources. Like this woman's talking about, she's 57. Why can't you work if people, hell, Martina's 72 and she's still working. But you 57 and you can't work? Or you refuse to work? You would rather get on TV and cry and beg for money and resources to help you out than to go over there to Lowe's where you always at and get a job. Come on here. Let's see, he want to stand here and play this game. Come on, Parker. And so, I'm like this. Let's start being more responsible. All right, bye. Let's start being more responsible about who we are, what we're doing, and how we want to do things. Because we can't blame anybody else but ourselves. We're the ones making the decision and the choices for our lives. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody. So, let's decide that we're going to do an assessment of where we're at, what we got going on, and how we want to do stuff this year. Let's make some changes for the good, not for the bad. And just go ahead and say, you know what? Last year I made some choices that were not that great. I'm not going to do a repeat of those. I might make some mistakes this year, but it won't be a repeat of what I did last year. All right? Whew. Them 16 steps be kicking my butt. And yes, my office is junky too. All right, y'all. That was my little break. That was my little morning encouragement. Don't that's my water bottle, y'all. Don't go back in the past and wallow over what is done. It is done. We have moved on to bigger and better things. And this year is a year to be great. It is a great year. You're a great person. You can accomplish and do great things. And that's what we expect. And that's what we know. And that's what we encourage you to do. Don't wallow in anything that's already done. It is a done deal. Let's move on to the new and better that God has for us. Change is hard. People don't like change. But a lot of times change is for the good. So, I know that we have awesome things in store for us in 2025. Let's just walk into that awesomeness. Okay? I know that ain't a word. I'm just making it up. All right, people, let me get back to doing what I do, and I will chit chat with you guys later. Bye.